Good morning. Thanks for staying with us here on Sunrise. Welcome back. The time is 6:17. It is 24 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 25 already out west in Montego Bay. And if you're just joining us, it's now time for the headlines with T to the K.
Good morning again. Good morning, one and all. While we're in the break, I had to stop over to our YouTube page. Let me tell you, the YouTubers, Sunrise
it's
YouTubers.
Live. It's live.
On a festive, you know?
It's live.
On a festive,
Good
we're not
morning.
gonna tell no lies. So we'll have some YouTubers that follow us. A lot of you come and follow us every morning, and they're hilarious. Sometimes I'm just in the comments listening and watching, you know, hilarious. A lot of greetings from Mrs. Kitty as well. So Mrs. Kitty, you're missed as always, and we're looking forward to seeing you, yeah?
Indeed.
But let's jump into it. So panic sets in, unidentified remains found. In a recent update, a sex offender has admitted to his involvement in Daniel Anglin's missing persons case. This from Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey. The St. Peter Claver primary school teacher, 29-year-old Daniel Anglin, disappeared last month after allegedly leaving home for school but not reaching her destination. Despite the pleas, protests and tears of her loved ones, there was still no sign of her, at least not until yesterday, when news came that police combed sections of Clarendon in a massive search and found remains believed to be hers along Quarry Road, Salt River District. DNA testing is to be done to confirm if this is in fact the missing educator. Information is that a suspect is in custody in relation to the teacher's disappearance. The suspect is believed to be a taxi operator, and the taxi operator who picked her up, I believe.
Yeah, it is a very sad ending. It's looking like a very sad ending. I've got to say a very good investigation, but a very sad ending.
You know, when I was watching the press briefing, I saw that they utilized the Jamaica Eye. It seemed like they utilized a whole lot of canvassing, a whole lot of. It really was phenomenal work on the part of.
It was, and I, you know, commendations to the investigators, but commendations to the people of Helsha. I believe Helsha it was, because I always say it. I've said it here many times. You don't solve a crime. Police don't solve crime by themselves. You know, something happens, you need the people's support. And some of the times in community, well, in this particular community, a combination of people sharing information, sharing the technology, it puts you in a position to come to a conclusion. Yeah. And so kudos to
Absolutely.
them. And I wish more communities were active in, you know, something happened, all right, we're gonna help you get to the bottom of this, you know, rather than saying, oh, no need for do something, you know. But it is just so sad, and something was said yesterday, and I'm endorsing it. This whole business of these rideshare companies, like, you know, I tell female friends of mine, sometimes unless you know the driver well, sometimes it better you stick to the taxes that you know from long time, because it is so unfortunate that, you know, there is concern, or there was concern previously about robot taxi and what taxi is a legitimate taxi, and then all of a sudden now you have these modern ride-share apps that are now coming, trying to be a Jamaican version of Uber. When, like, what is the vetting process for your drivers? Like, can anybody just say, I'm going to start doing this? I mean, and that's the model in, for instance, in the US. I could be a college professor by day and just run some Uber in the night. You know,
and just to be clear, the person was not an Uber driver.
No,
just to be clear, you're using Uber as a term
as a generic
ride sharing.
Right.
Apps.
So,
okay,
no, that's what I'm saying. The model in America, that's how it works, and there's accountability through the technology. In Jamaica, you have people trying to be that or trying to copy that,
but
and it doesn't.
But then, you know what's unfortunate, before we even move on to the next one, what's unfortunate is that these ride-sharing apps and companies are, the mandate is to give, quote-unquote, normal, regular people the opportunity to earn additional income. And if followed, you know, properly, it does exactly that. I mean, I take Ubers all the time. I've never felt unsafe in an Uber. I've never taken another ride-share app, and every time I engage my Uber drivers and I say, so, how is it going? And they're like, yo, it's such a blessing. It's so helpful. So it's unfortunate that there are people now who are, tarnishing the opportunity for so many other people who would have used it for good.
Exactly. I mean, but what I would say is, I wouldn't use one that I'm supposed to be able to look at my device. I'm supposed to be able to say, okay, TK is coming to pick me up. And
absolutely.
You understand? Absolutely. And it's a white Nissan Sylphy, and I can,
And what's concerning is that the suspect actually, was in trouble before, big trouble before, and had a record and things like that, and was still able to access the ride-sharing app as a driver, which is very concerning.
And again, it goes back. I heard a discussion recently, or just earlier this year, among elsewhere in the media, and they were interviewing owners and operators of transport. And this whole thing of, if you have a vehicle, because you're investing it in as a business opportunity, you have a vehicle, and you want to know, you genuinely want to know that when I am hiring this young man who says his name is Cup Soup Boss, I want to know that this Cup Soup Boss gentleman is of good character, because I don't want to give my car to, No,
I know exactly what you mean.
So you want to be able to do some background checks to make sure, because when you call the owner of the vehicle, like, I don't know, I don't know,
Absolutely, I can understand that, but let's see. I know DNA testing will be done, and so we'll have some confirmations on that coming up. So next up, stick up Portmore MoneyGram robbery. In the latest major money heist on Block B inside the Portmore Mall, Portmore St. Catherine, gunmen made off with an undetermined sum of money from the Alliance MoneyGram outlet. The area was closed off yesterday as civilians and business owners were sent running at the sounds of gunshots rippling through the mall. Reports are that armed men entered the Alliance MoneyGram outlet inside the mall at around 11:15 a.m., which is crazy to me, but demanding money from the tellers. Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP Earl Grant, in charge of Zone 2 St. Catherine South Division, told the media that the two men entered the establishment wearing masks before brandishing their weapons. DSP Grant says evidence suggests that one of the gunmen was injured in an exchange with a security guard on duty. The men escaped in a waiting motor car, which was later recovered by the police in Westmead, Portmore, with bloodstains inside. No civilian nor teller was injured in the incident. He's urging, of course, anyone with information to contact the Portmore Police or call 119.
And I'm going to say again, you don't solve crimes like this by people not saying anything. Somebody knows. Somebody knows.
Talk up the things then.
Somebody knows, and somebody will hush up their mouth. And these are the same people, when another crime is committed, they're going to say, the police need to do something, or the government needs to, everybody needs to do something except you. Cannot be. You know your brother or your cousin or your baby father was one of them. You know, because you help him sew up the wound, because there's evidence that somebody was injured
in the car.
You know. And you're doing nothing, and you're enabling them to do it to somebody else. But when somebody do it to you, there's a hue and cry. I think we all need to be our brother's keeper and stop giving criminals safe passage and giving them succor.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Well said. There's nothing else to say after that. Let's take a break. After the break, we'll take it a step further and hop on board to discuss the economic impact of pilotage services. See you on the other side.